Hi, this is Edwin Ambwa with the Ed Travels and Day in the Flow YouTube channel, along with the Day in the Flow podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I want to thank you for all the support. Had a great month last month to all the people that subscribed and commented on my videos before. I really truly appreciate your feedback and your support. Again, if you're joining me, I would ask that you click the subscribe button, click the bell icon, select all so you can get all notifications of all new content, any new content that we post. Today, I wanted to do a video, and the video today is about, it's 5 tips for people that are considering becoming expats, or for the people that don't know what expat is short for expatriate, meaning that you're a citizen of another country, but you're living abroad. So like for me, I'm a citizen of the United States, but I'm living here in Cambodia. And that happens all over the world. So, but people cut it down to just expat. So here are 5 things that I think are very important when it comes to living abroad as an expat, and I've got my handy notes here. Number 1, research. 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 Before you make the big move to jump to a brand new country, brand new culture, brand new environment where, you're from the outside looking in, you're a foreigner, do some research. Think about the climate. Think about where you want to live, how you want to live. What do you want your quality of life to be? Which includes the cost of living, and with YouTube, you can research any country. And think about, do I want to live somewhere where there are mountains or jungle or beach, whatever you're looking for, because as an expat, either you're retired and you're living on a pension, you might be a digital nomad, which allows you to work from anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. And that's another thing. If you're going to be an expat and you're going to work remotely, do some research about what is the internet connectivity like in the country, area, city, village that you want to live in. Some countries are not known for their great internet. Other countries are. Cambodia here, I can't say it's the absolute greatest, but I'm happy with mine. And you have to search around a bit, but you get steady service. And just like any other country in Southeast Asia, you have your ups and downs, but overall, no complaints whatsoever. So I would urge you to do the research about the politics, the culture, the currency, and all of that is readily available. So research number 1. Number 2, and I highly suggest this, visit the country. And when I say visit with an intent of not just being a tourist, but of being a resident. Look around the streets, go out to the stores. Like here where I live in Siem Reap, the Khmer, the locals go to open air markets, and they have sort of their own stores they go to, where the pricing structure and the availability, the selection of what you get compared to the big markets here, the more Western markets, there's a vast difference in price. Yeah, you can get a lot of things that you can get back in the States. I'll give you an example. Potato chips, Doritos, nachos, things of that nature can be as high as almost $5.60 a bag, which is unheard of, really. But it's not available in the Khmer stores, or they're going to be weird flavors, mostly chili, steak, things of that nature that you're not so used to. And also visit for a reasonable period of time. Don't just come over and say, oh, I've been here for 3 days, I think I'm going to jump over. I mean, that's up to you. It's your choice, but I would say 2 weeks at a minimum to get to see what it's like. Go out, get your feet wet, walk around, see what the climate, the culture, the atmosphere is before you make a move that big. So number 2 would be research. Visit. It's also part of research, but visit that area. And number 2, again, would be visit before you come. Number 3, which is extremely important, what are your finances like? How much are you making as a pensioner, Social Security, military, disability, pension, whatever it may be, retirement from your company? How much are you making? And that will give you an idea, based on the cost of living where you want to live, the quality of life that you want. Like here, I'm living in a very nice 1-bedroom apartment with a proper stove, a full-size refrigerator, really a guest bathroom complete with a shower, master bedroom with a shower, 2 aircon units and a fan, a little balcony, and I'm paying $260 a month. Well within my price range. In a nice quiet area with a gate. So it's perfect for me. But if your budget is larger, hey, you can get a house, you can get a villa, you can get whatever. Or if your budget is lower, I know places here where you got 1-bedrooms for $70, $80 a month. It all depends on your amenities. And when you look at stuff like cell phones in the States, I was paying, like it was outrageous, $100 some a month. Here, I have a smart, unlimited data plan for $8 a month. Then if I need to make voice calls, I can top up my phone with the little card or with the app, $3 or $4 to make all the international calls I want. But so your finances, and what's the stability of those finances? Are you going to get that, on a regular basis, like a pension or retirement? Or do you have to work? Do you have to get a job here? Are you a teacher? Can you work for a nonprofit? All of those type things you really need to look at, because that's going to directly affect the quality of life that you have here, and understand what the exchange rate is where you live. Because what happened right before the pandemic was, in countries like Thailand and the Philippines, the exchange rate started to change. Well, before, in the Philippines, it was $1 could get you 50 pesos. It dropped all the way down to 43. That's a big jump when you're living on a very tight budget. So you need to do that again. So number 3 is your finances. And number 4, which I think is one of the most important, I didn't do these in any particular order. Number 4 is mind your own business. Shut up and stay in your lane. And I'm not trying to be crude or rude, I'm just trying to give you a great bit of advice. Here in Cambodia, the local politics, or the national politics, to a certain extent, are not my business. I can make the decision to get into them, get on social media and comment on them, but understand that you have no standing here, or very little. Don't think that the U.S. Embassy in the country or where you live is going to be your saving grace, or you're in for a rude awakening. Come here, mind your business, stay in your lane, don't get involved with things that don't concern you directly. The choice is yours. I can tell you from real life experience right here where I live, what happens when foreigners comment on a hot button issue, or the government, or a particular person or situation. That really doesn't affect them in the big picture. It doesn't. But they decide to comment. I had an associate of mine here I was talking to, and he was upset about something concerning the government here. And he ran up on Facebook, and him and his friends went on social media and started blah, 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 bashing him. And I told him, I said, hey man, you think that's a good idea? And he sat there and looked at me and said, man, that's my right. I have my rights. Well, I would tend to disagree. When you find yourself in an immigration deportation center and they make you sit there for a couple of months eating rotten food in rotten conditions before they deport you, and then they turn around and ban you for 5, 10 years, even life, they can ban you. The choice is yours, but be smart about what you talk about. So number 4, mind your business, stay in your lane. And finally, number 5, which is so important. If you've made the decision that you're going to move to another place, I would urge you to work hard and concentrate on creating the life and the lifestyle that you want. For me, I was tired of the rat race, the politics, the racial tension, the social tension, the class tension back in the U.S. And on top of that, my personal issues as a disabled vet. I had some serious mental issues going on. Some people might still say I do. But I wanted a more quiet, simple life, where I didn't have to worry about, all of this social injustice and all of this. Not saying that this country doesn't have its own issues. But as I said in my previous point, as long as I stay in my lane, I'm respectful to the people, I'm respectful to their culture, I'm respectful to them as human beings, and I realize that I am a visitor here. And I need to conduct myself as a visitor in that manner and be respectful, because every year I have to ask this country through the Ministry of Immigration for another visa for me to stay another year as their guest. I wanted to create a simple life without the hustle, without all of that. And I think a lot of people who are expats do want that. So create that life once you get here. Because here we have a thing, I call it death by bar stool. Where you can go out every night and get 50-cent beers and dollar beers and $1.25 cocktails and girly bars. And mostly now due to the current situation, most of those places are closed, but a lot of them are still open. And you can easily find yourself in what I call the matrix of the cycle, where every day is a party, every day we're hanging out, everywhere we're doing this. And we read about those expats that they find in the guest houses who haven't taken care of their health, who sat here and drank themselves to death. And also realize that the healthcare system here is not the same as it is in the States. And this, and that also touches on number 3, the finances, and also the fact that you're not here is, if you can't afford good expat health insurance, be careful. And I'm not saying, going to the clinic here, I got good care when I was ill. But a major, major medical problem, it behooves you to have a real health insurance policy. Not travel insurance, which is, I'm traveling, I want to, in case something happens. I'm talking about inpatient, emergency evacuation, prescription, mental health, all of that, if you need it. That covers you everywhere in the world except the U.S. That's very important. Create the lifestyle that you want. Again, this is Edwin Abua. I hope those tips helped. Thank you so much for your love and support. I'm trying to create as much relevant content as I can. Again, if you click the subscribe button, the bell icon, select all, so you can get notified of all new content that we upload. Please leave your comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. And remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Namaste.